morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to BWTM Sports Gaming. Shout out to my boy, Kenny BWTM, the original BWTM man, Kenny himself. Great to catch up with you, brother. Great to hear from you. Um, it's always a pleasure to have you on the show, and particularly now. Um, this could be it. This could be it. This could be the one. I'll explain more about that in a minute. So we've just finished seeing Usyk versus Fury 2 for the weigh-in. I want to take us back a day ago, because then a day ago when they did the face-off on the press conference, that was more telling to me than this weigh-in. I've been saying this a while in terms of Fury's energy, and when I saw him facing off against Alexander Usyk for 11 minutes, like for 11 minutes, okay, he hasn't said anything. He's just looking at Usyk. He's just looking at Usyk. I'm like, okay, all right, Fury. All right, Fury. So when's it gonna? When you gonna snap? When you gonna actually give us the full assortment of insults? It's like you go to McDonald's and you've got different burgers, McDossa, Gappy Tooth, middleweight. You've got it's almost like a bingo or a menu of Fury insults. If you've heard one Fury insult, you've heard them all. And so, as Steve Bunce rightly said, this is the eighth time these guys have faced off. The eighth time. So they must be sick and tired of one another. But you made the same. Tyson Fury said the same things before the first fight to him when Joe Joyce was there. Remember when Joe Joyce decided to jump in like it was almost going to be a Royal Rumble? Usyk and Joyce were going to tag one another and come in and fight Tyson Fury. Well, it was like that. So when Usyk now, when he's attacking Usyk and calling him all these names, he's calling him all these names, and after Usyk goes and beats him, 10 minutes in or 11 minutes in, and we talk about Tyson Fury making the difference. Tyson making the difference. Tyson's doing this differently. Tyson's doing that differently. I'm like, oh, okay. All right. The 11th minute hits in, and then, there we go. That's the Fury I know. He is insulting Alexander Usyk. You gappy tooth so and so. You dosser. You this. You that. You ugly man. And Usyk knows Fury so well. He's like a guy looking at this dude and saying, "This is an act. This guy isn't real. This isn't a real dude. This is an actor. This is like WWE." So he's hearing Fury going, exhaust all this energy. This is meant to be a different Tyson Fury. Isn't this meant to be a man that's focused and in the zone and ready? I'm not saying he isn't, but I'm just looking at that. And the minute Fury did that, I'm like, yep, same old Fury. Same old Fury. Same old Fury. So that's the first thing. So there, you're looking at psychological warfare and all the rest of it there. Point to Usyk. Okay? And then this is when it really hit me. If you watch Tyson Fury when he did the walk coming down the not the ring wall, the walk into doing the weigh-in and the music was being played. I've been feeling this a while about Fury for this particular fight. And you know what I'm feeling? I'm feeling that he has trained his ass off to say that, you know what? If it doesn't go my way in this fight, I'm retiring. Like, I'm proper retiring. That's what I'm feeling. The way he was walking down with that jacket on, it was like, yeah, it's been such a long time. Look at all the fights I've had. Look at how far I've come. Look at the accomplishments I've made. Look at the money I've made. Look at the money I'm making for this fight. Yeah, is it all really worth it anymore? And he's just walking down there. I'm thinking to myself, this guy's walking down like a lamb to slaughter. He really looked like a man coming lamb to slaughter, like a man that really was contemplating the retirement, but he didn't want to say it out loud, because if he says, if it gets round camp, if it gets round to Usyk that he wants to retire, if it gets round that he wants to retire, then that's not cool. But he looks like a man that's ready to retire He looks like a man who's fed up with the sport. He really does want to retire now. And where in the past he may have wanted to retire and still had money to make, this is different because he's made a lot of money and now he's been beaten. Remember, this is the same guy that Tehran told us, if Usyk beats me, then I never was any good. Well, Usyk just beat you. The other thing to be concerned about for me for Tyson Fury is some of the things he's saying. I've heard fighters say before when they've been in fights that they've lost and going to rematches. I never lost that fight. I never lost that fight. And you're saying you never lost the fight. And if you're saying you never lost a fight, then you are not prepared to make the changes that are necessary. I don't care if Tyson Fury's heavier. I don't care if Tyson Fury's lighter. Now, on the subject of weights, and I have to go into the subject of weights, I'm going to tell you something firsthand. I'll tell you a second-hand experience and I'll tell you a first-hand experience. The second-hand experience with weight is when Glenn McCrory, a dear friend of mine, Glenn McCrory faced Lennox Lewis. And Glenn McCrory's career was really a cruiserweight, IBF cruiserweight champion of the world. But you want to make some money. Was moved up to heavyweight. He had a couple of fights at heavyweight, and the guy decided to go and fight was Lennox Lewis. Well, Glenn McCrory thought it was smart to, when he's going against Lennox Lewis, to put rocks in his pocket when he was weighing in. Yeah. So there's that one. But I'll give you a better one than that. First hand, if anyone remembers Bermain Stavern, the former WBC heavyweight champion of the world, this is a secret now, right? Literally, he weighed it. I'm sorry, we've got workmen here doing some work. So if you hear any banging, that's what's going on. Stavern was doing the weigh-in for the Joyce fight, the Joe Joyce fight. And as he did the weigh-in, came off the scales and people gasped. They're like, because he was so heavy. When Stavern got back to the wheel, when I went back to the hotel with Stavern, right, the same, he said to me, the media think I'm this heavy, but I put weight on. I packed extra weight on to make them think that I was heavier than I actually was. And sometimes people do that. Fighters do that to make the other fighter think they haven't trained, or make the other fighter think that they're all sorts of things. It's all mind games. Not that it really matters in the end. When it comes to Fury, if he's heavier, he'll pay for it down the stretch. If he's lighter, he'll pay for it early. Because you're saying you want him lighter, heavier, lighter. When you lose weight, you take something out of your body, particularly at his age at 35 years old. You're losing weight. It's how you've lost the weight. And then blowing up in weight. Fury's always been up and down these weights anyway. So they keep going back to this part of he's going to walk Usyk down, he's going to walk Usyk down, he's going to walk Usyk down. And that's fine. If he decides to do that, that's the only thing you can do. Because what they're basically saying to you is that Fury cannot outbox Usyk, so he's got to knock him out. So he's got to come to Usyk. So, that being said, and everybody around is saying, Fury's going to win. I don't know if they say that to make him feel good. I don't know if they're saying that because they're trying to rally their guy. He's had a down day. I don't know. But everyone's like, Fury's going to win. Fury's going to win. Fury's going to win. Fury's going to win. But then Eddie Hearn today, the same Eddie Hearn was on the top table saying, I think Tyson's going to win. Today, he's come out and said, I'm hoping Fury can do it. But he switched up and said, now, Usyk's an exceptional fighter. Wait, you less than 24 hours ago, you were saying that you thought that Tyson's going to win. Now you're like, I mean, I even watched Tommy Fury watching Tyson do the walk. And I know you saw a big gulp of air. They didn't look confident. Maybe they're nervous with Tyson. I don't know what they're nervous with Tyson for. But this is how I'm seeing it. Usyk is the one that can make the changes. He's won the first fight. He's 1-0 up. It's Tyson now chasing the fight now. It's Tyson with all the expectations of the Riyadh season and Turkey Al Sheikh and Frank Warren and Eddie Hearn. All these people expect him to win the fight because they want a Joshua fight. Like, why did they want to see Joshua just got himself knocked spark out by Daniel Dubois? So almost like the guy's as good as finished Anthony Joshua, but you're all chasing this Joshua fight. Yeah, I don't. I think it's a lot of spin personally. I think, I think if he comes in the shape that he did against Klitschko, for me, that's a concern at his age. Remember how long ago was that Klitschko fight? How many years ago was that Klitschko fight? So if he comes in that shape, what's he gonna do? Move around the ring? He can do that for 12 rounds. Fury can't box like that no more. Remember, he's in the Kronk gym. So the Kronk style is based on knockouts. But what happens if that style can't adapt and change? Sugar Hill's the leader of the gang. And he's the guy that's going to tell Tyson, go forward and go for knockout. Now, I'm not saying he can't knock out Usyk now. I'm not saying he can't. But to me, when I'm looking at it, is that a guy like Usyk is like a professor in the lab, and he's going to say, right, okay, this worked for me, this didn't work for me. Then they're saying that he's working more on his upper body, so more power punching with the left hand. So if Usyk can pack you talk about Tyson packing weight on. What if Usyk packed on a little bit more weight and did a little bit more strength training? There's some things that Tyson Fury cannot change, right? This, what he does, he cannot change it. And if you look at it up to the eighth round, they were saying Tyson was doing well, he was boxing well. If you go along with that script, what happened when Tyson got hit on the nose? Then from that point, Usyk got serious ground or was able to get in there and hurt Fury. So Usyk now is, look, this time, punch this guy in his nose again. I can disrupt him there. I know he can't see my left hand coming. And he can't make that many adjustments between the first fight and the second fight. Good evening. We are here again. You can't make that many adjustments between the first fight and the second fight. So what you can do? What can you possibly do to beat me? You come in heavier and go for the knockout. So you already in your mindset believe that you didn't beat me. So that means you won't make the changes. And if anything's to go by Fury's behavior, it's like for a while he might do something, stick to something, and then boom, it'll come out of the game plan, and that'll be Usyk's way in. I don't really believe he was dabbing his nose at the end of the first round. Well, there you go. That's what I'm saying to you. But he's always boxed that way. Fury's always boxed that way. I think Fury's adaptable. He only adapted for one fight, and that was the Wilder fight. Wilder cannot box. You talk to any fan, he can't box. He can punch like a mule. Can't box. Not to the standard of Alexander Usyk. And now, all the fights Tyson's had in this part, every single fight Tyson's had, he's been able to psychologically get into the minds of the fighters, whether it be to get Deontay Wilder riled up, to get into Klitschko's head and disrupt the order of control that he usually has. He can't do Usyk. He can't do that with Usyk. And the other thing I don't understand is, like, Usyk and this guy, classic whispering in his ear. Usyk can have a decent conversation. He can have a decent. Oh, when I interviewed Usyk back in 2013, he didn't have Alex Krasik next to him talking to him in his ear. We were having a conversation face to face, one to one talking. So I don't know. It's like the same thing I said about Canelo. I said the same thing about Canelo. People say, Canelo can't speak English. I say, stay there. I said, oh, no, Canelo's speaking good English. No, it's because he can hear things being said. So I don't know about all this stuff that Krasik's whispering in his head. And he's going, it seems like a game they're playing. So yeah, Fury's skin looks really bad in the face. Looks like he can get very easily. Yeah, that happens. That happens when you keep going up and down in weight, up and down in weight, up and down in weight. It draws on the skin, so you're there to get cut easily. Uh, he was dabbing us all night against McDermott. There you go. I'm telling you, these are things Fury's always done. But the fighters that he's fought previously, he's always been able to get away with it. Now Fury's always, for me, and what I know is he doesn't like guys 6'3" and under. He doesn't like those guys. He doesn't like those guys that are shorter than him, a lot shorter than him. He doesn't like it, right? Like, let me explain this to you. Look at the Steve Cunningham fight. That was a technically skilled fighter. Put him on his ass. Didn't see. Look how that overhand right was thrown from the back of the arena. It still hit Tyson Fury. And you can't tell me that Cunningham's a better boxer than Usyk. I personally think that Usyk's going to knock Tyson Fury out, and he might do it inside the distance. I can see it happening. I can see it happening because I think Usyk's got another gear, and we haven't seen it yet because he hasn't had to use it. But I think there's another gear there. There's that gear called nuclear where, right, it's what it is tonight. You're coming that way, then I'm going to give you something. I'm going to give you something else. You know, the idea that Tyson Fury is just going to be able to come out to the center of the ring and box and push Usyk back is madness. See, what will happen is that Usyk will jump on Fury. And if he jumps on Fury and he sets a pace at Fury with that extra weight that Fury's got, it's trouble. It's trouble. It's hands down time and right hand left, straight left down the middle. And you watch again, Usyk likes to go to the body as well. He attacks the body well as well. Not many fighters attack Fury's body, but Usyk will attack Fury's body as well. And if you look if you go back to the Wilder fight, the first Wilder fight where Wilder started going to Fury's body and Fury slowed down tremendously before the right hand hit him and dropped him. So there are things there. And Usyk's a student of the game, and he's always in the gym, and he's always in shape. He's not coming in overweight and coming in flabby, and it's a consummate pro and a guy that's been studying Tyson for a long time. So as much as Tyson can make all the adjustments, as much as he make all the adjustments, his best wasn't good enough on the night, and him and his camp have not accepted it. If I get bigger, like I did against Wilder, I'll win the fight. Why are we referring to the Wilder fight? I'm still not understanding this. He can't hug up Usyk with his sweaty, smelly self. Fury finished, in my opinion. His only chance is to go for broke. Fury gas, and then nap time. This is what I'm seeing. Usyk came in here to do a demolition job with Fury. Dropped by and gone, and had Francis beating him by a round. Usyk beats him. Fury's 0-2 in the last two fights. Agreed, he looks like it's time to retire. Him and Joshua can't deal with shorter boxers who are explosive with good footwork. Only way you can beat Fury is to nail him to the canvas. I can see him being on the floor. You see them words he keeps speaking, these stupid words like, yeah, if Alexander beats me, I was never any good. Well, maybe you weren't any good. At least in your words, right? He's a ugly, pumped up weightlifter, or pumped up middleweight. You say all these things and these words are all coming back to bite you. And I just want to remind people, I want you to take you back to Vladimir Klitschko against Tyson Fury. And Vladimir Klitschko was the long reigning champion and Tyson Fury was the upstart. Ukraine versus the UK. And Tyson got right inside of Vladimir's head. He got inside of Vladimir's head. He did that Batman Robin stuff just because it wasn't a typical Vladimir Klitschko controlled fight. I was very close to that fight with Tyson. I was probably the only member of the media he spoke to when he stopped talking to a lot of media. So I was pretty close to Tyson for that fight. Now, move forward. We have another Ukrainian and Tyson again. But this time, all the mind games that he was trying to do with Usyk have backfired. And they're backfiring again. He can't talk to Usyk and insult him. He can't get into Usyk's head and get a reaction. He's just got a guy looking at him. So all the things you're saying just come back to you afterwards. You're not getting any reaction. And he's just as intelligent, even more intelligent than you. He's got better boxing skills than you. You're big and you're strong, you're tall, yeah, great. And yes, you've beaten two generational fighters, meaning Wilder's long defenses and Klitschko's long defenses, and we can't knock Fury. But both of those guys were deficient. Wilder didn't have great boxing ability, right? Terrible going backwards. And then you have Klitschko, who, as far as I was concerned, was not properly prepared for that fight, going for divorce or not divorced, and then the training camp was terrible. That is not taken away from Fury, but when you're putting that into the mix against Alexander Usyk, who doesn't seem to have mental challenges like the way those two guys did. And remember, Tyson Fury is just fighting for himself. Usyk is fighting for he continues to fight for his nation. So he's got a lot more to fight for. Tyson got to fight for what, his kids and his wife? It's a different animal you're dealing with here. Different animal. A different animal. Fury's got tomorrow night. Either Fury gets stopped or he's going to punch you back for the last 6 rounds. So he's getting stopped. If Fury was confident, he would have just taken off the jacket off. Fury 275, he'll gas and get stopped within 11. I mean, he gets stopped before then. Playing mind games now. Fury's desperate. Do you think that Usyk will rematch Dubois? I don't think he will. I think he'll retire. There's stuff about going down to cruiserweight. I don't want to see it. Bridgerweight, maybe. Cruiserweight, no. I think rule should state weighing. Should state weighing only in boxes enough of hiding weight. Yeah, good point. No way I see this going the distance. Usyk brought hammer and nails, greedy belly, ugly rabbit, family friendly banter from the Saudis. You got to laugh, haven't you? Usyk has the hammer and nails this time. Kenny made a great point. He said, imagine Usyk comes back dressed like the Hitman, yeah? He comes dressed like the Hitman, and what he does, he gets Tyson Fury to sign the autograph the painting of him chinning Fury in the 9th round. I mean, that is absolutely brilliant. The guys are great. He is a great. And we just got to appreciate him. And I said it before, I'll say it again. I think this time he knocks Fury flat out. I think it's going to be a case of everything catching up with Fury now in the biggest fight of his life. I think he knows he's shot to bits. I think he knows. I think he's been in the gym. I think he's gotten into camp. He started training, and he's not what he was. And I'm sorry. I am sorry. It's a huge insult when you come and tell me if Moses Atalma has been his sparring partner, a 19-year-old Moses Atalma. You compared Moses Atalma with Alexander Usyk, a guy who hasn't proven anything in the professional ranks. So it's a guy who's undisputed in 2 weight divisions. Is that what you're going to tell me? No, I'm sorry. He compared himself to Tupac getting shot 5 times and surviving, but Tupac just got killed next time. You're terrible. Listen, some of the things Fury says, I'm afraid to say, he's Captain Contradictory. I've said it to you for years. Listen, I love Tyson. He's a character of the sport, but you have to call it for what it is. He's Captain Contradiction. He'll say something one day and then he'll contradict himself the next day. Captain Contradiction. The Tupac comparison Fury made is going to age really badly. Well, I think he's already aged badly when he turned around and said that he's no good if he can't beat Usyk. So I mean, I don't know how that all works out. You know, he's not got his dad in his corner for this one, unless John may turn up. John turns up fight night and messes everything up. Could you imagine? John comes in like a few hours before the fight. What's going on here, lads? Yeah, I'm here now. Come on, let's get this Usyk out of there. Let's get this foreigner out of there. On. Imagine the state. John walks in the room, come on, get in there. And Tyson says, yeah, Dad, come on. I sincerely hope that doesn't happen. Listen, I love Tyson. You know what I mean? I love him. I'm thankful for the years I've had doing interviews with him, meeting him in person, the back and forth we've had in interviews. But I really do feel like win, lose or draw, we are seeing the closing chapters or chapter of Tyson Fury. I really do. I really do. And I tell you something now. If he wins the fight, not controversially now, if he wins the fight properly, like he knocks Usyk out, my God, I'm the first one to be running up and saying, Tyson Fury. But I hate him in a commercial capacity. Oh, guys, I wish both guys the best. Guess what judge they brought in? I know, isn't it? The judge? What's his name again? The American judge they brought in. But there's no need for judges if you get knocked out. If you get El Sparkled, then it all. I remember. I tell you a fight I remember. Yeah. Again, and I'm going to give you another example of weight. Yeah. This is a very good example, actually. I gave you for the first fight. I gave you what's this guy? Spinks versus Cooney. I'm going to give you another fight, and I'm going to give you example of weight. Wait for it. West Whitefield. Yes. Here's it. Here it comes for this fight. Riddick Bowe, Evander Holyfield, the first fight. The first fight, yeah. Riddick Bowe, Evander Holyfield, the first fight. Holyfield was outweighed. He came in too light. Holyfield came for the first fight for speed and mobility over against a Bowe with a great jab, great inside game, good chin, good engine, the best Riddick Bowe there was, right? That's the best shape Bowe has been in when he fought Holyfield the first time, right? And Holyfield was able to hurt Bowe in the 10th round after being rocked himself. He was able to hurt Bowe, but he couldn't get Bowe out of there. That's when Holyfield realized he was too light. So what he did, the second fight, Holyfield fought Bowe again, but this time he put a little bit more weight on. A little bit more weight on. And as soon as they came up close again, and Holyfield got close to Bowe, and he hit with a left hook, Bowe's legs started to go. And Holyfield would have knocked Bowe out that night had not been for the guy in the sky, the airplane guy, the guy that came flying through that night, right? And then Holyfield fought Bowe again, the third fight. And to my understanding, it was the only time Bowe had been knocked flat on his back by Holyfield. Left hook, Holyfield drops Bowe, lays him flat on his back, and Bowe has to get up. He almost knocked Bowe out that night. I don't know what happened to Holyfield. Walked on top, got knocked out. Holyfield looked like he flipping need what they call him again, a ventilator afterwards. The way he was breathing afterwards. But you saw as Holyfield put the weight on, packed a little bit more weight on, snapping his punch. And I tell you something now, if Usyk lands early, he could get Tyson out of there. He could really rock Tyson because I think Tyson's not got the durability anymore. Just beat him up around the ring. Every time he connects, he's got an extra bit of snap of the punch. It hurts Tyson. So he knows himself, right, the first time I hit you with these shots, right, and I hit you in the 8th round, on the 9th round, I hit 8 on the 9th round, I hurt you, but I didn't have enough meat in my punches. This time, Greedy Belly, when I punch you and I hurt you, I'm looking to knock you out. Because you know what? They want this fight with Anthony Joshua, and they're going to try and take the fight off me by the judges. If you don't knock me out, then they're going to take it to the judges. Well, before that happens, I have to knock you out. And for me to knock you out, I'm just going to put a little bit more weight on, with a little bit more strength training, and this time I'm going to knock you out. And that is how I see this fight planning out. More Holyfield Bowe 2. That's how I see this fight. A completely different fight. Every time Holyfield hit Bowe with punches, He got a reaction from Bo. He backed up Bo. He was got into rhythm faster. His punches was more snappy. There's more effective. Bo is less effective. Bo was slower, bigger and slower. Holyfield was bigger, carried with more strength, more muscle, explosive power. That was the difference. So if I'm gonna break this fight down, I'm gonna give you Holyfield Bo 2 as my breakdown for this fight. I gave you my breakdown for the first fight, which was Michael Spinks versus Jerry Cooney. When people told me on this same channel, oh, Usyk can't punch. Same people told me Usyk can't punch. He won't drop Dubois. Well, we saw what happened if Dubois went down by a jab. So Usyk can't punch. He rocked Anthony Joshua on more than one occasion. Usyk can't punch. Tyson's too big. He can't rock Tyson. Well, you saw what Michael Spinks did, the light heavyweight, to Jerry Cooney. And I gave that example. And I told Tyson about Jerry Cooney. But he just kind of like, nah, he dismissed it. Although he's been more successful than Jerry Cooney, their dimensions are quite similar. And if you look at Michael Spinks and you look at Evander and Alexander Usyk, similar in times that Usyk might be just a little bigger. But the towering frame. Holyfield versus the Fat Buster Douglas. Well, yeah, that's one. But I wouldn't use that example. The reason why I wouldn't use that example is Holyfield come up, cruiserweight, heavyweight. He fought Rodriguez, and then Tyson got his ass beat by Douglas, who was motivated that night. But then Holyfield, even Douglas did not beat that count. We know that was all controversial stuff, but Douglas is out of shape, man. Can't put Holyfield. But I'm talking about Riddick Bowe, the second fight, Riddick Bowe. You know, man, Fury gonna go like the Andre Usyk, like Brewster when got KO'd by Galati in one round. Oh yeah, that Lewis fight. Nah, I don't think that'll happen. But I think in this fight, we'll see Tyson Fury's legs is well and truly gone. And Usyk's going to pepper him with that left hand. I just want to see what I'll know in the first. When the first or second big left hand lands on Fury, what happens? That's what I want to know. I want to know what happens if Usyk hits him clean with the left hand. If he's got a little bit more weight on him. Because I think all he needs is a little bit more weight. He knocks Tyson El Sparko. We'll see tomorrow night. But that's how I am laying out my heavyweight table for this fight tomorrow night. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. And if any of you have watched Jerry Cooney versus Michael Spinks, check that out. And if you haven't already, check out Evander Holyfield. Oh, I want to also add a point there. Evander Holyfield, when he fought the first fight and got beat by Riddick Bowe, he went to the great Emmanuel Stewart for the second fight. So it was Stewart in the corner that was training Holyfield to regain the titles against Riddick Big Daddy Bowe. So I've just given you a crunk example there as well. So yeah, those are my thoughts on that, boxing fans. Let me know what you think in the comment section. And while you're preparing for tomorrow night, let me know what you think. I have booked my place on my new 4K television. Looking forward to watching Tyson Fury and Alexander Usyk in 4K, high definition, tomorrow night on DAZN. So I picked DAZN for the night to watch. So I'll probably will watch the fight, and if I can get motivated, I'll watch the fight and just leave my I'll just do some commentary tomorrow night on the fight. Right, I think I'm out of here. Thank you all for watching. This has been BWTM Sports and Gaming. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to leave comments. Don't forget to check out the likes and the super thanks and the super chat. Appreciate all of that. I'm out. Have a really good night. And see me over on the gaming channel. I'm out.